Hey guys, welcome to another video. So in this video, I would like to talk about angle of attack and angle of incidence. So these are two basic things that again, like I say in most of my videos, will be with you till the end of your aviation career. So starting with angle of attack, it is so we have already learned how lift is created. Lift is created because of a differential pressure and all these things, all these good things we have already learned about it. Still, I would like to review it really quick. So I hope you remember what an aerofoil is. So as air flows through an aerofoil, a high pressure is created below the aerofoil and a low pressure is created above the aerofoil, and it's all linked to the Bernoulli's principle. So because of this pressure differential, this high pressure below and low pressure above compared to the atmospheric pressure around the aerofoil, lift is created. Now let's talk about the angle of attack. I've already drawn the diagram. So first I want you to look at this diagram, all right? The diagram below. So in this diagram, if you see this pink line, I hope you remember what's a chord line. If not, go back and have a look, right? So it's there in the first or second video that I made. I had covered about the chord line as well, and I've spoken about it a few times. So this pink line is basically the chord line, which is a line from the leading edge to the trailing edge of the aerofoil. Now this blue line that you see is the relative airflow. What is a relative airflow? So let's say this is an aerofoil, my hand is an aerofoil, and as it moves along the air, that the air that is coming against it from the opposite direction. So let's say that this aerofoil is moving in this direction, right, against the direction of the air. Obviously air will come and hit it, right? Let's say you are riding a cycle. As you ride the cycle, you have always experienced air coming and hitting you on your face, right? That can be called as relative airflow. So as the airplane or the aerofoil moves forward, this air will always flow into it. That is the relative airflow. Now the angle that is made by the chord line, let me just open up this, the chord line and the relative airflow is basically your angle of attack. So angle of attack is this angle. I know it is showing inverted, but at least I can see what I'm showing, right? In many cases what has happened is that I show something and it does not come in the camera. So this way, though it is inverted, I hope you are understanding. This is the angle of attack, which is the chord line and the relative airflow. The angle between these two lines is basically your angle of attack. Now when it comes to angle of incidence, I want you to look at this diagram above. So my drawing is not that great, guys, but I hope you understand that this is an airplane. Okay, now when it comes to an airplane, its wings are not always in line. So first of all, I want you to understand that if we draw a line which cuts across the airplane like this, right, the longitudinal axis of the airplane, so this line is the reference point that we are taking, and the angle that the chord line of, let's say, the wing or the aerofoil is making, this blue line, is the angle of incidence, right? So the angle made by the wing with respect to the longitudinal axis of the airplane is called the angle of incidence. So you see this line and you basically see this line, which is like a chord from the leading edge to the trailing edge of the wing or the aerofoil. So the chord line with respect to the longitudinal axis of the airplane is the angle of incidence. But again, comparing it with the angle of attack, the chord line and the relative airflow is the angle of attack. Now what is the difference between these two? Now when it comes to the angle of attack and the angle of incidence, now in many of the conventional textbook you will see that angle of attack is an angle that can be changed by the pilot, right? Because you can always vary at what angle the airflow can hit the aerofoil by increasing the pitch or decreasing the pitch and all these things. But when it comes to the angle of incidence, it says that it's a fixed angle. It's a fixed thing which is decided by the manufacturer. But these days, both of these angles can be changed with a lot of modern stuff that is coming in. But for exam's sake, you can remember that angle of attack is an angle that is basically under the control of the pilot, and angle of incidence is basically not under control. It's a fixed thing. It cannot be changed because if you notice, the wing is always at a certain angle, and or maybe not at an angle as well, but that is the angle of incidence and it cannot be changed. And the angle of attack can be changed, right, with the increasing or decreasing of pitch, right? So that was the angle of attack and the angle of incidence for you. We'll be learning more about a lot of things in the coming videos. Happy landings, guys. Cheers.